What makes my recipe special? Just a little bit of spiced rum in the pecan pie. I'm making a pecan pie today for my son John.
Hello.
John is here. John, go ahead and stick your arm in the camera. Just, yeah, come around here. That's my son John. He broke his arm yesterday. I'm so sorry, John. But he had a long night in the ER, and I'm making him a pecan pie today because it's his favorite. All right, little fella. I'm going to make you a pie, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. It's always something. Go ahead and go
downstairs.
It's
always something. And right before Christmas break, too.
I know, honey. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, I'm going to make... It's his favorite pie, his pecan pie. And now, he's been making pecan pie with me, well, all his life. Because the day before Thanksgiving, he and I always make a pecan pie together. And so, this will be the first time I've actually made a pecan pie on my own for a long time. Because John always makes the pecan pie. But I thought, since I'm doing this new thing where I'm trying to make, you know, video every day. Well, not every day, but, you know, I'm just trying to bring you along on what I'm cooking anyway. I thought, well, this is a good time to make a pecan pie for John. Now, I'm going to move some stuff around. I wanted to show you this. So here in Germany, you don't have to refrigerate eggs because they don't strip off this like protective seal on top. And it just saves them so much money in refrigeration costs. And so I keep my eggs on this cool little, look at that. Here, I'll show you. It's like this. And it's like a little roller coaster for eggs. So I thought I'd show you that because this recipe requires 5 eggs. This is a deep dish pecan pie. Now this is my pie crust. Actually, lately I've just kind of kept a stash of this in my fridge because during this time of year I make so many pies. So I bulk prepare my pecan pie or my pie crust. My table's a little shaky here. And so I'm just trying to be real gentle rolling this out, letting it know that it's time to become a pie. Little pie crust, your time has come. You've been waiting so patiently in the fridge. Anyway, it's always something. Tonight, my another son, Thomas, has a band concert. Thomas plays the trumpet with much gusto and enthusiasm. And I'm looking forward to his concert. Although I don't like sitting on the bleachers. I don't even mind the discrepancies in tone that you get a lot of times in, you know, middle school band concerts. I love it all. I think it's precious. So, Thomas, all my kids have had some kind of music lesson because I talk about this all the time because I'm a musician and I wanted them to have opportunity. But, and they've all been good. But Thomas is the one who is doing it on his own. So like he's playing the piano on his own. He's playing the trumpet on his own. He practices on his own. So we'll see. Fingers crossed, you know, ding, ding, ding. We'll see. We'll see what he does with that. I learned a long time ago, you can't make your kids do anything they really don't want to be. Or you could, but the question is, at what cost? Okay? And so I have way too many kids to be a tiger mom. I don't have that kind of energy. And so they really have to decide what they want to do. We do our best, but you know, it's their life. Okay, come on along here. I don't have much time today because I get to go, I have a hair appointment this afternoon. I get to go see my stylist / therapist. And then I'll be coming home and then we'll be going straight to the, here, I'll so you can see. We'll be going to that band concert. Got some fissures here. I'm just gonna have to close these. Anyway, while I'm rolling this out, and I would like to put some pictures. I hope you have a cup of coffee too. I hope we can sit here and talk and have coffee. Do you like my cup? Isn't that cute? Here. My husband got it for me in Paris. See, that's a little Parisian cat. And looking at the Eiffel Tower and a little bike. My husband, we live in Germany. My husband goes to Africa a lot. And whenever he stops over in Paris, he always buys me something, which is super sweet. He knows I likes things. He knows I likes things. And so he always gets me like a cup or a magnet, and he usually buys me like some macarons, and it's always very sweet. Okay. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay, first of all, these long form videos where I just kind of talk and it's like, this is real time. It's good for me because I don't have to edit so much. And so I can produce more videos, which at this point I have so many recipes, I really need to produce more videos. So, and why not? But, you know, if you really want a fast paced video, well, I mean, this probably isn't the right place for you, but anyway, so while I'm doing this, I'll just tell you that probably a good idea while I'm doing this is I'll just put some pictures if I have time. On my Patreon group, I try to post a new recipe every weekday, which has been really good for me because it's made me like produce more recipes. And I got some good ones on there right now. I got a steak and ale stew, which is, I mean, it was so good. I mean, my kids even were in shock. And then I've got a steak and ale pie. So these are things that I learned how to make and I became accustomed to when we lived in England 20 years ago. I don't know if you watched my video from yesterday, but I said it takes me a while to really adopt the food of a region and make it mine. And usually I cook a lot of it after we move away because I miss it. Okay, I'm gonna go get a pie pan. This is the deep dish pie pan I recommend. And I got these at the exchange here on base. They're the Pyrex kind. They're really deep and they have this large lip, especially if you are making pies with children. Children want to have a space around here to actually like do some sculpture, you know, make some shapes and stick them around there. And they can really do that with these pans. So I like these a lot. Okay. So now I'm just going to put, oh, and you can find the recipe for this pie crust on my website, theflyingkitchen.com. And there's a video and everything. And there we go. Pecan pie is so easy to make because all you're doing, I mean, it's one of the easiest pies. You don't need a mixer. You just mix it all by hand. It's just eggs, butter, sugar, some kind of syrup. You can use dark corn syrup. You can use maple syrup. I actually don't have much maple syrup today, so I'm going to use a combination of maple syrup and dark corn syrup. And then pecans. Also, I add a little spiced rum into our pecan pie. And that is really just the pièce de résistance. So you have to just give that a try. Spiced rum, okay. So almost done with this. You can hear my little dog walking around. Hey, Nutmeg. You can hear her little nails go clickety, clickety, click on the, bit of this is crumbly. I'm not going to get too fussy with making this so beautiful. I mean, I'll put a little effort into it. My son John, who just broke his arm last night, poor thing. He was running. He was, you know, thank God. I mean, in Germany, my children, I mean, they're safe. And he was, they were out running around, and he ran up a wet log because it rained, and he was running up a log, and he slipped, and his whole body weight went down on his left hand, and he broke his wrist. He dislocated it, and anyway, I can always tell when it's a break. The thing I always ask my kids if they've hurt themselves is I ask, okay, after you were injured, did you immediately feel like throwing up? And if you break a bone, you do, because your bone releases this chemical. I don't know, somebody knows what it's called. I could Google it, but who cares? Anyway, we're gonna get our filling done now, okay? Your bone releases this chemical, and it immediately makes you feel sick to your stomach. And so they were on their way home from school, from the bus, my kids. They walk home because we live in Germany and it's really super safe. And so they were playing, as kids do, thank God, you know. This is a good sized mixing bowl for making 1 pecan pie. The first thing I'm going to do is melt 5 tablespoons of butter in the microwave. It's about that much right there. So melt that in the microwave. Also, I've just turned my oven on. I'm preheating it at 325 degrees. The pecan pie is a custard. And so, if you didn't know, we're going to cook or bake custards always on a low heat. And the reason, well, there's 5 eggs in this, so it's heavy on the eggs, and that's what makes it a custard. So, 5 eggs go in this bowl. Anyway, I'm happy my kids play outside. I'm happy my 14-year-old, he's almost 15. He's like 6'2". Can you believe that? I'm gonna go get my butter. I just put this butter in the microwave for 30 seconds, and the last little bits will melt there as we go. And we don't want this butter bubbling hot, okay? Because we're about to put it into eggs, and we don't want to, you know, scramble the eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 5. Anyway, my son's he's almost 15. He's over 6 feet tall, and and so I'm just glad my kids still like play outside, like on their way home from school, messing around, all that. Anyway, you know, as it happens, I don't think I like this whisk very much. Hang on. This one is much better. Sometimes I don't like these whisks that have the large barrel handle, because I find that a lot of times water will get stuck up there. So, these ones are better. I think I got this one at IKEA. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna beat these 5 eggs. Anyway, I'm happy my kids play and they do stuff, but then, you know, they break arms. So, you know, he's a real good sport about it. I'm telling you what, this bone doctor here in Germany, because I shattered my leg 3 years ago. It was really bad. I had to have five surgeries, and because it was bone salad in there. And and then my oldest son, he broke his wrist. He was he was running cross country in the German forest here for high school. He slipped on a tree root and broke his wrist. And so now my son John has broken a bone here in Germany. So there's this bone doctor who we're getting to know him pretty well now. So really nice guy. Okay. Anyway, 5 eggs. 5 tablespoons of butter. Let me make sure this isn't too hot. No, this is just right. This is tepid, okay? All right. There's a couple of tiny, almost melted chunks of butter in there. That's fine though. So remember, you don't want to pour hot, bubbling butter or your eggs are going to curdle. You don't want that. They'll scramble. No kidding. All right. Cup of sugar. All right. I've got 1/2 cup measure. Got my bin of sugar. So many, I mean, I've been doing this videos and stuff for a long time, and I did so many videos on the Facebook Live years ago, and those worked for me because they were like this. They were very easy and not heavily edited, and people really liked those a lot, and I loved doing them. It brought me joy. And so I've had my old friends and, you know, people who are honest with me. They were like, Shannon, do the videos like you used to do. And like my hairstylist, Gyota, was like, okay, I saw that video. Now that's real. That's the real you. And I'm like, okay. And I'm going to tell you, there is a reason why I could not do that for a while. And 1 1/3 cup maple syrup. Let's see here. And if I am, well, it looks like I don't have enough. So I'm just going to use 1/3 cup of maple syrup. No, not even. We're going to use a mixture of maple syrup and dark corn syrup. If I'm going through something that I can't talk about because it's sensitive, I can't spill the beans. Whoops. Don't you hate these? I can't do this because, you know, it would be so hard for me to censor myself. And of course I always have a filter. Anyway, there were a couple things. This is 1/3 cup. That was a little maple syrup and the rest is corn syrup. And then we're going to use 2/2. So that's 1 1/3 cup of corn syrup or maple syrup. Anyway, sometimes you just can't say what you're thinking. Because that'll get you into more hot water. You don't want that. Anyway, I mean, not that I was in hot water. It was stressful though, God. Okay, anyway. Now, almost done. So this is how fast and easy it is to make a pecan pie. And this is why it's really fun to do this with a child. The day before Thanksgiving, so historically, and there's a story behind it, that my kids and I separately, each one-on-one, would make a special pie the day before Thanksgiving. And of course the tradition has about 3 tablespoons of spiced rum. All right, that might be a little more, that might be 1/4 cup. Anyway, it's gonna be fine. And so this is the pie that was really easy to make with a child because we didn't have to put it on the stove. So like my oldest son and I would make a chocolate cream pie, and that required, you know, a lot of, first of all, we had to grate the chocolate, and so he always loved to, you know, be really dangerous and almost grate the tops of his fingers off, and you know, he enjoyed the risk of that. And then we would have to make the the custard over the stove, and that was hot and bubbling, and that was a lot of danger too. But he was old enough. But when John and I started making pies together, I mean, he was only 3. And so I had to pick something that was something that he could do. There was a lot of stirring, and whenever we would make it, it would kind of slosh all over. And but I just, you know, that was our day to do that. And it always came together nicely. Occasionally there was an eggshell or 2, but you know, he was a toddler, you know? Okay, 2 cups of pecans. How much time do I got here? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and I gotta go to my hair appointment. So I'll have John, well, we'll ask him if he wants to. I will probably pull this out of the oven right before I go to my hair appointment, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay. Just one. We don't want the whisk anymore, or the pecans will get stuck in the whisk. That was 2 cups of pecans. Okay, and I always put the pecans in the filling, stir them around a little bit, because that's gonna make them nice and candied on top. Because you will see that they float to the top of our pie here. Here. Drink. And so this quantity of filling makes a really nice deep dish pie. Also, I forgot, just a little pinch of salt. Okay. And so John, when he was little, he would take great care to turn all the pecans over, but I think it looks fine like this, and I don't have much time. So we're gonna put this in the oven. Oh, first, the crust of the pie. Every time I do this, I think, oh, I'll do a better job next time and make it more neat, actually. So you see what I did. I just pulled a piece of tinfoil out. I sliced it in 2. Doesn't have to be perfect, but now you join up 2 sides like this. And then you unfurl it like this. You can buy pie collars, but you know, it's kind of tricky to make sure they fit on each one of your pie pans, because not all pie pans are the same. Okay. Bing. There we go. You see that? So all this is just to insulate this a little bit, and to protect that pie crust from the heat of the oven so it won't scorch. And that custard in there will cook very slowly in the low heat oven, which mine is at 325 degrees. Fahrenheit. What is it? What did I put it at? It's about 150 degrees Celsius. Okay. Into the oven it goes. And I will probably see you after my hair appointment. So, I'll be back. Anyway, thanks so much. I'll see you soon with my finished pie. Okay, I can't believe this worked out because, let me shut my oven here. Okay, this worked out. I can't believe it worked out. So, I had to leave, and I knew that, you know, I couldn't just put a pie in the oven and then go get my hair done, which, by the way, I got my hair done. So, so I left it out of the oven. I went to get my hair done. I knew my 18-year-old daughter was home at a certain time, and so I asked her, I called her, I said, you know, please put the pie in the oven. And she did. And let's see, that was about 45 minutes ago. So 45 minutes at 325 degrees. And I was not sure if I was going to get here in time to show you that, here, this is important. So, this is important, pay attention. Your pie, if you shake it like this, so it's kind of moving side to side in one mass right now, and that's perfect. just very, very slightly. But if I was to shake it and it was to slosh, you know, just be sloshy, you know it's not ready. Because this is a custard, it cooks very slowly, and you want those eggs to solidify very slowly. And you can see here, hopefully you can see with this other camera, they've risen just a little bit. And I mean, that worked out. And so also, as you can see, that aluminum foil pie collar that I put around the outside, that made a big difference, okay? Because the outside, or the crust here, did not over bake. So that is our deep dish pecan pie, my recipe. And what makes my recipe special? Just a little bit of spiced rum in the pecan pie. So, well, that's it. I hope my son John enjoys this. I thought I'd make him a special pie for, you know, because he broke his arm last night. Anyway, he's a real trooper. He's doing really good. And so now I am out the door. Yeah, in about 10 minutes, I'm leaving to take my other son, Thomas, to his band concert. So we've got all kinds of things going on here. Okay, so that is my deep dish pecan pie for my son John, who broke his arm. You can find this recipe and many more on my website, theflyingkitchen.com. You can find even more recipes on my Patreon, and it's just $1 a month and it's free to join. And I have a newsletter. I have a podcast that I've been neglecting a little bit. I got to get back to that. Anyway, forget about it. Anyway, I have a podcast too, so you can go look on Apple Podcasts for that. Hopefully, I'll do some new episodes soon. And I hope you have a great day. And I hope you enjoy this video. And stick around for the next one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this every day. I kind of hope I do, because as I've learned, and I am, okay, I'll talk about this too much, but I'm a musician, and I am accustomed to doing something every day as practice. Do it again and again and again and again, and you get better and better at it. So that's what I'm accustomed to, is doing something every day. So if I do a video tomorrow, I think I'm gonna make some pork chops with mashed potatoes. I'll just make my regular dinner, bring you along. Okay, thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.